Hey, welcome back to the Roadside Rescue YouTube channel. I'm Ernest, and we're back here with another vehicle at the old farm, my dad's farm. So this is another vehicle they bought, planning on fixing up. Didn't get to it yet, and just doesn't quite want to deal with it either. So whatever year Volkswagen Bug, they have head gasket issues is pretty common with them. Let's see if we can tell. It's probably multi-layered steel gasket, if I had to guess. But can't tell, don't see it. We'll get this torn apart. Hopefully it doesn't take too long. And we'll get this head sent off to the machine shop with the other things we tore apart in the other video. You'll see up here in the corner, I guess, if you didn't watch it. Yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and get this torn apart. We'll do a little time lapse of this tearing apart this engine, and shouldn't be too big of a deal. What's it got? No belt on it? Yeah, it's got a belt. Yeah, that's it. We're gonna take the head off, and it's got a head gasket leak. So here we go. Car number 2. All right, here we are. We have the exhaust manifold loose, the intake off. Everything is out of the way, that timing belt gear. Everything's off, ready to come off, except for this coolant line here, which before we do that and let the coolant drain out, we are missing a bit in order to take these head studs out, these head bolts. So we're gonna get the right socket for that. It looks like a tamper-proof socket, probably something from the dealership that we're gonna have to get in order to take that off, and then we're good to go. So we're gonna find that, and then all we have to do is take those bolts out and pull the head, and yeah, that's it. So coolant line here, all we gotta do is disconnect it there and there, and then pull those bolts out and take the head out. So we'll catch back up with you when we get that socket. All right, here we go. Come on, son, let me do this to everyone. Yeah, those ones tied it off. Easy peasy.
That one, you could have probably done it with your hand.
Lemon pie. That's why that head gasket went out. Out she comes. Got a hose here. That's it. All right, there's the head. And she needs to go probably to the machine shop, but we'll check the surface on there and see if that's warped or not, but most likely is. There she is. Okay. All right, so here we are back with the Bug here. We've got the head back from the machine shop. You can see the nice clean surfaces, but I've already got it smacked together. Both those surfaces cleaned up real nice and clean, and got this gasket on there. So everything in the head's torqued down now, including the cam bearings here, and we're just waiting. I thought I could maybe get it close. There's just too many gears on this cam gear for me to feel confident about putting this belt back on without any markings. So we're gonna pick up the new timing belt for it, and then at least it's got a new timing belt. And so we're waiting on that. Again, I know I have the first cylinder on exact top dead center, but I'm just afraid of getting it 1 or 2 teeth off and running like garbage. So we're just gonna go ahead and get a new belt with markings on it and make sure everything's lined up perfect. So we're just gonna get this belt put on, everything timed correctly, and then it should go back together pretty quick. From here, everything's good to go. There was some emulsification in the oil, so we're just gonna need to flush that whole system out. We're gonna go ahead and you know, drain it, and then we'll flush it with some probably some heavier oil, then maybe run it with some Marvin's Mystery Oil for a couple 100 miles to get everything flushed out, and then, you know, so then after that, it's just gonna get sold. So nothing too crazy here. Now that I look at this, hopefully we got this little plug here. Everything else looks good. Let's double check with the kit here. Yeah, I think Yeah, we'll have to use that gasket for that plug. That's fine. Yeah, so here we are. And we're going to go back together, get that timing belt on, and get this smacked together and finished up. Hopefully it just runs good enough. And again, this project's getting sold on to somebody else. It has a daily beater, so nothing too fancy. It's going to be a cheap car that just ain't going to work out for what my dad had in mind. Then we're just waiting on that belt to come in. And we got a serpentine belt as well because we don't know where that other one is. And this should be running well enough to throw an old battery in and just sell on Craigslist or wherever for pretty cheap. So we'll check back in, maybe do a little time lapse of doing that timing, or just, you know, check in with that timing and then get a video of it running or whatever. So we'll check back in then. All right, here we are, all buttoned back up. Did make a mistake earlier in referencing the fact that there would be timing marks on the cam gear here, but the timing mark is actually on the case here, so nothing too crazy. We're gonna take that bottom section off and we'll replace the timing belt either way, just so it's new. So we'll check in after that. All right, incidentally, on the bottom there is no timing mark for top dead center, so we know top dead center was set here on the cam, and there's way fewer cogs on the bottom one, so it's not too hard to get on the right cog. So what we did was took the spark plug out, just put a long extension in there, and just turned the crank until we got that at top dead center on cylinder number 1, which it was at perfect top dead center. I had set it before I put the head gasket on, but when I went to take that balancer off, I accidentally spun it, so we just reset it with an extension in here. We got it to super close to top dead center, about as close as you can get with your eye. And again, there's few enough cogs on that bottom that you're really, you know, when you're that close, you're not going to miss it. And the top was set, and we got that tension down, and everything's back in place. Nothing too crazy, and that's a job well done. So we've got this new timing belt installed. Not too big of a deal. We are just doing a little bit of research at this very moment to see exactly how to time this, because there's a timing mark up here, but interestingly enough, there is no timing mark down here. So we'll do a little bit of research here and we'll figure out exactly how this is timed. It should be really close right now. I'm assuming this OT mark is top dead center, cylinder number 1, and it might just be one cog off right now. So I want to be sure before we, you know, let it run, which is not going to break anything, but it's not going to run good, and then we're going to be back here doing this again. So we're going to get that figured out, put it together, and then we'll get a little quick clip of this running probably. Well, all right, so here we are with the bug. We've got some oil going in it right now. We've got the battery in it, which is fairly new. It's been on the charger, so should be fine. Once we get this oil in, we'll start her up and you can see her run. All right, I just got it filled up with oil. We're gonna go in and do the first startup. I haven't started it at all yet. The outro for the video is gonna be in a different shirt because I filmed it last night, but we ended up getting some oil from the Dollar General this morning. We just got cheap oil because pretty much we just have to flush all that emulsified oil out. That's in all the crevices that we can't get to with just an oil and filter change. So we'll go ahead and head in. It's pretty nasty in here, but we'll see if she starts. Okay, that battery's not putting out too much power right now, so I'm gonna put a jump box on it. All right, jump box is on. I'm gonna prime it a few times so it's got fuel. Here we go. Okay, there it is. Oh, I forgot to hook this hose back up. We got a vacuum leak. There we go. All right, classic. We're just burning oil off of the back of that exhaust because I sprayed when I sprayed all that stuff out from the head gasket, it all just flew into the back there. So it's running. It's got a little bit of lifter noise, but probably just because it sat without running for so long. But it's idling perfect. So that's the first startup. I hadn't done it before. Obviously you can see there was no smoke, and now there is. So yeah, running like a champ. Alternator's working, or that battery's got some good life in it, but cool. That's exciting. There's no coolant in it, so I'm gonna go ahead and shut it off and let it cool down for a second. Yeah, you can see the coolant right there. And then we've got to take it outside and clear up this space for the next project. So thanks for watching. You'll see the outro in the other shirt. So thanks for watching the Roadside Rescue YouTube channel out here in Tennessee this time. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one. If you were entertained at all by this video, consider subscribing. Thanks.